Okay, 5 rounds.
No, I'm with him. That means I don't have to fight. There's levels to this. Khamzat's something I've never seen. This guy moves so fast, he strikes so hard, he has so much power, he can generate so much torque on his kicks. His kickboxing is phenomenal. He has his coach out here from Sweden, and you could see the style and the technique that they put together. It's definitely something that I think is gonna blow people away when he comes into this fight with Dricus.
Arman Tsarukyan has something to say about Khamzat Chimaev that fans will be eager to hear. He's confident that the Chechen fighter is on the verge of greatness, ready to capture UFC gold.
Everybody, I'm Arman Tsarukyan. We have a training camp with Khamzat Chimaev. He's getting ready for his title fight. He looks sharp, so excited for him and to see him UFC champion.
The top lightweight contender, who's been training alongside Chimaev for his upcoming middleweight title fight, sees a fire in his camp like never before. Tsarukyan, who knows firsthand the intensity and skill that Chimaev brings to the table, believes the rising star's drive and preparation make him a serious threat. Arman recently stated that Chimaev looks incredibly sharp, and judging by how the camp is progressing, he's expecting big things. But the fight isn't just about Chimaev's power and energy. Tsarukyan has seen the work firsthand, and he's ready to assist wherever needed. Whether it's wrestling or striking, he's all in, knowing that the stakes are high.
So far his camp going well, he's healthy, he has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him whatever they need, if they need the rest.
While Chimaev has been taking the UFC by storm, his fight against du Plessis is not going to be an easy one. Du Plessis, with his own undefeated streak in the UFC, brings a different kind of challenge to the table. The South African middleweight has proven himself capable of outlasting opponents with a gritty, never-say-die mentality. For Chimaev, who's known for his explosive start and fast-paced grappling style, the challenge will be figuring out how to handle du Plessis' toughness and resilience if the fight stretches into the later rounds.
Du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev. Where do you see this fight going?
This du Plessis guy, honestly, when you look at this guy, like the way he wins, I was like, how this guy win? You know, like he's just so tough, so durable, and he's a warrior. But as talent, as technique, it's Khamzat all day. But if you go to the 3rd and 4th and 5th round, how this fight gonna go? I believe Khamzat can go there, did to him what he did to Robert Whittaker. 100%, I believe this. But if Khamzat doesn't do this, what's gonna happen? Right? But I'll pick Khamzat to win.
Even fighters who have faced Chimaev and have a close understanding of his skill set are offering differing takes on the fight. Jack Hermanson, a seasoned veteran, points to Chimaev's overwhelming strength and speed early on, predicting that the fight could heavily favor Chimaev in the first few rounds. But Hermanson also raised an important point. If du Plessis can survive those early exchanges, his stamina and ability to push through adversity could create problems for the younger, faster fighter. According to Hermanson, Chimaev's early dominance could give him the advantage, but du Plessis' ability to drag the fight out may shift the tide in his favor as the rounds go on.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be an amazing fight, and I think Khamzat is gonna pull it off. But I do think that, you know, especially early, I think it's gonna be tough for Dricus. But if he can push the fight into the later rounds, I think he can have an advantage. So it's going to be a really interesting one. But I'll bet my money on Khamzat in that one. But, you know, not like some people think that he's just going to run him over. But I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's really interesting, especially like you said, if it goes into the later rounds. We've seen DDP go 5 rounds. I know he does look tired, right? Like he has this weird style where he kind of looks like he slows down, but he's going 5 rounds though, right? Like that's something that's kind of interesting. Where I don't believe Chimaev has before. So.
No, exactly, and we have seen like in the was it like the Burns and Usman fight where he looks a little bit more tired in the later rounds. So yeah.
How was it? I know this was a couple of years ago, but how was it wrestling him, like just from the strength perspective? Because obviously he used to fight at 170, he's at 85 now, but I hear that he is very strong for the weight class. What was it like when you got to wrestle him that one time?
Nah, he's a really good, technical and super strong. You know, he looks like a tall, lanky guy, but he feels like a super strong guy. You know, he has amazing strength in his grips, and yeah, he's something special, you know. So it was.
Then there's Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who has observed both fighters up close. Johnson notes that du Plessis might hold a stylistic edge, especially if he can keep the fight standing. Johnson pointed to some signs of Chimaev's potential weakness in longer fights, specifically his tendency to fade as the rounds progress. For Johnson, du Plessis' movement, which is both unpredictable and awkward, could be the kind of challenge that frustrates Chimaev's otherwise smooth and aggressive grappling. If du Plessis can avoid getting caught early and make the fight a grueling, drawn-out battle, Johnson believes that the South African's cardio and toughness will give him a fighting chance to turn the fight in his favor.
DDP, Khamzat.
I go DDP.
DDP.
I think he'll survive the first round. Second round will be competitive. He might get taken down again, but I think he'll shoot in. I don't know, if I'm DDP, I'm shooting in on Chimaev.
Okay.
If he is getting taken down, he'd be like, I'm pulling guard. I'm not going to be cramped up against a cage. If you shoot early, we're in the center of the cage, I'm in guard.
Yep.
So I think he takes the center early, doesn't stuff it, flops right to his back, but it'll be so easy for Chimaev, whereas other people might put up a bit of sprawl.
Yeah.
So I think DDP round 4, round 3 TKO.
Rainier de Rieder, a fighter who has shared the training room with both Chimaev and du Plessis, provided an even more nuanced take. De Rieder's perspective highlights just how dangerous Chimaev's aggression can be, but he also warns that this very aggression could backfire if du Plessis is able to survive the early storm. Du Plessis' unpredictability, his awkward footwork, strange angles, and unusual rhythm could throw off Chimaev's calculated pace. In a fight where precision and timing are key, du Plessis' unique style could be the kryptonite to Chimaev's typical approach. De Rieder believes that if du Plessis can withstand Chimaev's early onslaught and use his unconventional style to disrupt Chimaev's attack, he could be well positioned to capitalize on any opening later in the fight.
No, he's absolutely not. I know you've been asked a million times about like the Khamzat and Dricus fight, but now that we do have a date, like a location, all that kind of stuff, maybe you can talk about it in more real terms since we know when and where it's happening.
Yeah, it's August, and where is it?
Chicago.
Oh,
August 16th.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So apparently Khamzat can fight in the US.
Yeah, yeah. Now Trump is in office. You can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about it before. Do you still feel Khamzat has the advantage there?
No, I think Dricus is gonna.
Du Plessis' resilience isn't just a physical trait, it's a mental one too. As de Rieder points out, while many fighters start to slow down as the rounds progress, du Plessis seems to get even more dangerous the longer the fight goes. His ability to keep his composure, even when fatigued, is something that will make him a nightmare for someone like Chimaev, who thrives on a high-paced, all-out blitz. Chimaev's inability to put du Plessis away in the early rounds could make the South African a more formidable opponent as the fight wears on, and that's something that could ultimately make the difference.
Yeah. I don't think Khamzat is gonna get him out of there early, and Dricus is a motherfucker, man. He keeps going, and every round, though it doesn't really look better, he looks better at his technique. He gets better every round. And I see Dricus like finishing him in the late rounds, like 4th round, 5th round, maybe, with a lot of volume. I see Khamzat maybe taking him down in the 1st, 2nd round, getting to his back, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I think Dricus has a good shot.
Tim Welch, a coach with a keen psychological insight, brought an interesting element into the conversation. Welch suggested that du Plessis may hold a mental edge over Chimaev. While he acknowledged that du Plessis might not be as technically sound in certain areas, he hinted at the possibility that Chimaev's flow and focus could be disrupted if du Plessis could play mind games. Whether it's through his unpredictable movements or by simply being relentless, du Plessis might have the mental toughness to break Chimaev's composure, which could cause cracks in his otherwise flawless game.
I mean, I would love to see Khamzat versus Strickland too. Khamzat said in training, I submitted him multiple times. In a fight, it's a little different. And Strickland, you've seen Strickland get dumped before. He is an expert at getting up. He's really good wrestling, really good jiu-jitsu. But just like you said, can you survive the first fucking 3 minutes with that dude?
That's fire.
I miss the crazy Khamzat, but now that he's getting into these top 5 elite guys, I mean, it's probably better that he's not crazy Khamzat.
Dude, I mean, that looked like crazy Khamzat to me.
All week being respectful of the press conferences, respectful of like everything.
Yeah.
It was a lot different than he used to be.
DDP has a way of poking at opponents too, though, so you might be able to pull that crazy Khamzat back out of him.
I'd love to see DDP beat him.
Jamahal Hill, a UFC fighter with an eye on the bigger picture, echoed the concerns about Chimaev's cardio. He praised Chimaev's abilities, but noted that du Plessis' evolving fight game and sheer determination would make him a tough challenge. Hill pointed out that du Plessis has a knack for overcoming the odds, and he warned fans not to underestimate the South African fighter. Chimaev may be explosive early on, but Hill sees a fighter in du Plessis who's willing to fight through tough situations and make things uncomfortable for his opponents. That kind of mindset could allow du Plessis to turn a seemingly hopeless fight into a victory as long as he can endure.
I probably favor DDP in that one, just for the simple fact of I've doubted this dude so many times now, and he's shut me up bad every time. It may look like he's like fatiguing or he's like slowing down, but he's really not. I think he's got the better cardio. His physical strength, I believe, can pose a problem for anybody in that division. We've seen Khamzat fade over the course of rounds before. I just believe Dricus has a really, really awkward way of throwing strikes that's not easy to time, get a read on. So I believe he will land. So I probably lean more towards DDP, but you can't count a guy like Khamzat out. I believe he's one of the best natural pure grapplers. He does have the ability to throw some hands too. So it's interesting.
Brendan Schaub, another analyst with years of UFC experience, also weighed in on the bout. Schaub believes that Chimaev's best chance of winning lies in the early rounds, where his explosive nature and fast pace could overwhelm du Plessis. However, Schaub sees the later rounds as du Plessis' territory. With the size difference potentially becoming a factor, Chimaev may struggle to maintain his intensity as the fight goes on. If Chimaev doesn't secure a finish early, Schaub predicts that du Plessis will start taking control, gradually building momentum and positioning himself for a victory.
Khamzat DDP.
Who you got in that? Let's start with that. Khamzat DDP, who you got?
I
got a feeling DDP wins that.
I have Khamzat.
I don't.
Yeah.
If Khamzat can get done the first round and a half, maybe, I just think that thing goes past the third and DDP takes over. I think he TKOs him.
I think Khamzat is a better striker, and I think Khamzat's a better wrestler, and I think DDP is a killer. But I think it's Khamzat's time.
Could be totally off on Khamzat. He's a minus 200. Dude, take my fucking money.
Really? You got DDP?
Yes. Especially as a dog. I figured it'd be the favorite.
I have to say,
I figured DDP would be like a minus 150. But Khamzat, I look at the Gilbert Burns fight. You know, you look at the Kamaru Usman fight. You're like, okay.
Yeah, but he did out wrestle Kamaru a lot.
On the flip side, Darren Till, who has trained alongside Chimaev, believes this match is a nightmare for du Plessis. Till sees Chimaev's raw power, pace, and explosiveness as being too much for du Plessis in the early stages of the fight. If Chimaev can push the pace early on and dominate, Till believes du Plessis won't be able to recover in time. According to Till, Chimaev's aggressive style will likely be the deciding factor in the first 2 rounds, where du Plessis will struggle to find his rhythm.
If I went back to the UFC now, I was the middleweight I could be, I'd fucking tear that Dricus' head off. Tell Dricus I said fuck him, by the way. The little fucking gobshite. Because I can't stand his guts, because he's so shit, he's so good.
You think he beats Khamzat, your boy?
No, look, I'm with respect, I'm never going to look past Dricus, because he trains hard, he's super dedicated, he's super strong, and he's got that awkward style that doesn't make any sense. I think Khamzat will beat him inside the 2 rounds, I really do believe that. But look, Khamzat knows, I was speaking to Khamzat on the FaceTime the other day, because I'm meant to be going out to Dubai to help with the camp. Khamzat knows it's a tough fight, but, you know, Khamzat trains like a beast. I do think Khamzat gets it in 2 rounds done. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, you're looking svelte. You're looking great. How much are you weighing right now?
Everyone's been saying that, you know, that I'm looking fabulous.
Yeah, you are.
Ariel, let's just go. Do I look fabulous?
I think you look fabulous. The teeth are just like blinding me. I wish I was wearing sunglasses right now, but you're looking fit. Way fitter than the last time, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to show me another thing there. It was getting very low, the camera. It was weird. It was uncomfortable.
Whoa. Only my missus gets to see that. Don't be disrespectful.
From a technical standpoint, Michael Venom Page praised Chimaev for his ability to seamlessly transition between striking and grappling. This adaptability makes him a dangerous opponent, one who can attack from multiple angles and keep his opponents guessing. Page believes that if Chimaev can maintain his pace and land his strikes effectively in the early rounds, it could be a wrap for du Plessis. However, Page acknowledges du Plessis' mental toughness and his ability to thrive in difficult situations, making the fight much more unpredictable than it might initially appear.
I don't see anybody beating him.
I like Khamzat too. I think he's been really incredible.
incredible.
Yeah, definitely. He looked better in the last fight. Obviously, it didn't last long, so we didn't get to see it. But normally, he's like Crash Bandicoot the first round, and then his energy dips.
DDP has been interesting, though.
I feel like Dricus is very underrated for
No,
a
but that's
belt
the thing.
holder here.
But that's the thing. If anybody was to, it would be Dricus, because that is the muscular endurance. If you look at like some of the fights nowadays, Mirab, Dricus, these guys that have the muscular endurance to be fighting at 7 the whole fight. And then you got someone like Mirab that's 7-8 from start to finish, mate. That's difficult to deal with. And Dricus seems exactly the same. He's like 7-8 the whole time. So if you don't kill him and get him out of there in that first round, second round, then you're gonna have a problem for the rest of the fight.
Ariel Helwani, a respected figure in MMA media, agreed with the general sentiment that Chimaev is likely to dominate early, but he also offered an interesting angle. Helwani believes that du Plessis' chances improve the deeper the fight goes. Having shown the ability to adapt and survive in tough, drawn-out battles, du Plessis could exploit any fatigue that Chimaev may suffer, especially if the Chechen fighter fails to finish him early.
It's one
now,
of the
which
great
direction are you putting that now?
No,
Are you transferring that
I
to
think
DDP?
DDP figures it out. I think he takes him to deep water and he figures it out, and I think it's like a learning lesson for him and all this stuff.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero agrees with most people who think Chimaev's wrestling will play a big role in his fight with du Plessis, but Romero, being a grappling expert himself, points out something important. He thinks du Plessis' toughness and ability to fight through hard situations could give Chimaev some real trouble. Sure, Chimaev might come out strong with his wrestling early, but Romero believes that if du Plessis can survive that pressure, he'll force Chimaev to dig deeper into his reserves of toughness. In other words, du Plessis could turn the tables if he lasts long enough, and Chimaev's usual game plan might not work as well.
1640. 1640. Khamzat.
You have what, sorry? Who do you think? 60 Dricus?
16% for Chimaev and 40% for du Plessis. Yeah, that's a way.
So you think Chimaev, you're kind of slightly leaning towards Chimaev.
Yes.
Why? Why do you think?
Wrestling. The wrestling. The wrestling for Chimaev right now is very, very dangerous.
On the other hand, Ilia Topuria, who has trained with both fighters, sees this fight as one of the most exciting in recent memory. He knows how aggressive Chimaev can be, constantly pushing forward, but also sees that du Plessis has a strong defense and a unique style that could throw Chimaev off. Topuria isn't sure who will win, because both fighters have strengths that can make the fight go either way. Chimaev's non-stop pressure will definitely challenge du Plessis' defensive game, but Topuria thinks it's hard to predict exactly how this one will go because of how unpredictable both fighters can be.
He's the man. He's a savage. He calls him his shots. He finishes his opponents. When he goes inside the octagon, you know that that guy goes for the finish. He's not looking for the decision. That's why I respect Khamzat. He's a fucking beast. So he deserves to fight for the title as soon as possible. We're gonna have an amazing fight because I love Dricus du Plessis. He's a great human being. I have a great relationship with him. I have a great relationship with Khamzat also. But as a fan of mixed martial arts, it's gonna be a very exciting fight. I hope the best man wins, and I wish best of the luck to both of them.
Finally, Caio Baralho raised an intriguing speculation about Chimaev's future. Some rumors have suggested that if Chimaev wins the middleweight title, he may decide to retire from the sport, having already achieved significant wealth and fame. While these rumors remain unconfirmed, Baralho's comments only add another layer of intrigue to what is already an exciting fight.
Are you going to be riding with the DDP for this one, or you think Khamzat is going to walk away the champion?
Actually, right now, it's hard to bet against DDP. I almost bet against him, and he always shoot my mouth. But it's hard to bet against Khamzat. I think this fight can be really, really fast as the Whittaker fight. But I can see this fight going into the second, the third round, and then I see some advantage for Dricus, you know what I mean?
In the end, all eyes will be on Chimaev and du Plessis as they square off for the UFC middleweight title. Both fighters have their strengths, weaknesses, and unique styles, making this one of the most highly anticipated matchups in recent memory. The question remains, can Chimaev's explosive style carry him to a quick victory, or will du Plessis' resilience and endurance allow him to upset the Chechen powerhouse? Only the fight will tell.